When you travel in the country, you see that the people are really in need to learn more about it, to learn how to deal, for example, with the local authorities. The most important thing to contribute to the promotion of the democratic values, of the freedom of expression, etc., I think is to be organized. So I am trying to stay as organized as I am, I mean in an institutional level. So I am a researcher who teaches at school, but I always have some other programs with NGOs for women rights, for LGBT rights, for journalism based on gender, for example, etc. And even if it looks that those are very little steps, I sincerely believe that those are very important steps. So there are some concepts that we think that everybody knows about it. It's a very basic thing. For example, gender. Everybody is aware of that, etc. But when you travel in the country, you see that the people are really in need to learn more about it, to learn how to deal, for example, with the local authorities, with other people who don't think like them, etc. And there is always a solution, and there's always a lot of experiences to share with them. And being on the field is one of the most important contributions to the promotion of the democratic values, I think. Nowadays, the NGOs are especially trying to have a low profile, to be able to continue to their activities. It's the first thing. But on the other hand, for example, last year we had a different example. Every year since 2000, I think, in Istanbul we have a Pride Week and the Pride March at the end of the week. And normally it's a press conference with the participation of thousands of people. And since 2013, it's banned by the governor of the Istanbul because of the issues related to the security of the participants, etc. But it's also an excuse to ban the march. Then last year, in 2017, the police announced always disperse the square, because it began on the big square in Istanbul, and the organizers said that okay, we will not assemble on the square, but we will have little groups in everywhere of the main street of the city. So there were 20 people, 30 people, 50 people, and there were press conferences everywhere of the street, and the police couldn't know when, where, with how many participants, etc. So it was very surprising for them, and they didn't know how to react. It was a nice way to have a solution against repression.